What if I told you there is a character in the Bible who had no father, no mother, no genealogy, no beginning, and no end? A figure who appeared out of nowhere, blessed Abraham, received a tithe, and then disappeared, never to be heard from again. It sounds impossible, but this mysterious figure could change the way we understand Jesus Christ. His name? Melchizedek. Who was he? Could he have been a divine manifestation? And what does his eternal priesthood mean for us today? Welcome to the Bible Stories with Gian. Stay with me until the end of this video, because this story might be one of the most fascinating and impactful you've ever heard. To understand Melchizedek's importance, we must go back to a time of war and chaos. In ancient times, 9 kings waged a great war. On one side, King Chedorlaomer led a coalition of powerful rulers, oppressing the people of the land. On the other side, 5 kings, including the rulers of Sodom and Gomorrah, fought to break free from his grasp. Caught in the middle of this conflict was Lot, Abraham's nephew, who was captured and taken as a prisoner. When Abraham heard the news, he did something incredible. Though he had no kingdom of his own, he gathered a small army of trained servants and launched a daring rescue mission. Against all odds, Abraham defeated the mighty kings, freed Lot, and reclaimed what had been taken. But what happened next was even more astonishing. As Abraham returned victorious, a mysterious figure appeared before him. Melchizedek, the king of Salem and priest of the Most High God. Without any introduction or genealogy, he walked onto the pages of history, bringing bread and wine. Though this might seem like a simple act, it carried deep symbolic meaning. It was a foreshadowing of something much greater to come. Melchizedek blessed Abraham, and in response, Abraham gave him a tenth of everything he had. This moment was revolutionary. Abraham, the father of the Israelite nation, recognized the superiority of this priest-king. But how could that be? The law of Moses had not yet been given, and the Levitical priesthood did not exist. So who was Melchizedek, and where did his authority come from? The very name Melchizedek is extraordinary. In Hebrew, it means king of righteousness. He was also the ruler of Salem, a name that means peace. Righteousness and peace, 2 qualities that describe none other than Jesus Christ himself. What makes this more intriguing is that Salem would later become Jerusalem, the city where Jesus would fulfill his divine mission. Long before King David or Solomon, this city was ruled by a priest-king with divine authority. Was this a coincidence, or was God revealing something deeper? The Bible is known for its detailed genealogies, listing generations upon generations of people. But Melchizedek, there is no record of his parents, no mention of his birth, and no account of his death. He appears, performs his role, and vanishes. Yet his priesthood is described as eternal, without beginning or end. This is where things become truly fascinating. In Psalm 110 verse 4, King David prophesied, "You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." But who was God speaking about? Not David himself, nor any Levitical priest. This prophecy pointed to someone who would come later, someone who, like Melchizedek, would hold an eternal priesthood. Centuries after David's prophecy, the New Testament reveals its fulfillment. Jesus Christ, the Messiah, did not come from the priestly tribe of Levi. He was from the tribe of Judah, which by the law disqualified him from being a priest. And yet he was called the high priest, not by human appointment, but by divine declaration. Hebrews 7:3 describes Melchizedek as without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. But made like the Son of God, he remains a priest forever. This description sounds almost divine. Could Melchizedek and Jesus be the same person? Some scholars believe Melchizedek was a Christophany, a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ in the Old Testament. If so, it would mean that Jesus had already begun his priestly work long before his earthly ministry. When Melchizedek met Abraham, he brought bread and wine. Thousands of years later, Jesus did the same. On the night before his crucifixion, he took bread and wine and said, "This is my body, this is my blood. Do this in remembrance of me." Was this a mere coincidence? Or was Melchizedek's offering a divine foreshadowing of Christ's ultimate sacrifice? Melchizedek's priesthood was not based on human lineage, but on divine authority. This is exactly what Jesus fulfilled. Unlike the Levitical priests who had to offer sacrifices repeatedly, Jesus offered himself as the perfect sacrifice once and for all. He did not serve in an earthly temple, but in the heavenly sanctuary. And unlike human priests who died and were replaced, Jesus lives forever, interceding for his people. The book of Revelation describes Jesus as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, ruling in righteousness and peace, just like Melchizedek. One day he will return to establish his kingdom in the New Jerusalem, where sin, death, and suffering will be no more. The mystery of Melchizedek is not just about history, it's about the future. His story reveals that God's plan was always greater than the law of Moses. His priesthood pointed to a kingdom that would never end. And Jesus, the eternal high priest, invites us to be part of that kingdom. If you want to continue uncovering the mysteries of the Bible and deepening your faith, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. There are many more incredible revelations yet to come. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care. God bless you all.